Have you ever been completely ignored by someone without warning, without explanation? The silent treatment. It's cold, it's calculated, and it's one of a narcissist's most powerful weapons of control. Or maybe you've been told, that never happened, even when you know it did. You start doubting yourself, questioning your own memory, like reality is slipping away from you. That's gaslighting, and it's designed to make you feel powerless. But here's the shocking truth. Both of these tactics are intentional. They're not just random mood swings or misunderstandings. They're psychological weapons narcissists use to manipulate, punish, and control. And the more confused you feel, the more power they have over you. So how do you fight back? How do you break free from this mental trap without them even realizing? What if you could turn the tables without confrontation, without drama, and without them suspecting a thing? In this video, we're going to expose the hidden psychology behind the silent treatment and gaslighting, why narcissists use them, what they gain, and most importantly, how you can take back control. Stay with me till the end, because I'm going to share the ultimate psychological move that completely disarms a narcissist without you even saying a word. Let's get into it. The silent treatment isn't just ignoring someone, it's psychological warfare. When a narcissist gives you the silent treatment, they're not just avoiding you. They're sending a message. I control the connection. I decide when you feel seen and when you feel invisible. This tactic plays on one of our most basic human needs, the need for validation and emotional connection. Narcissists know that when they suddenly withdraw attention, it triggers feelings of anxiety, self-doubt, and even guilt in their target. But here's what's even darker. They use silence to train you. Each time they pull away, you scramble to fix things, even if you did nothing wrong. You start walking on eggshells, adjusting your behavior to avoid being ignored again. And just like that, they've manipulated you into giving them more power. Why do they do this? Because narcissists crave control. They don't want healthy, balanced relationships. They want dominance. The silent treatment allows them to punish you without confrontation. If they're upset, instead of discussing it, they'll withdraw as a way to make you suffer, make you question your worth. The longer they ignore you, the more you wonder, did I do something wrong? Am I the problem? Shift blame onto you. Eventually, you might even apologize, even if you weren't at fault, just to get them to acknowledge you again. Create emotional dependency. They make themselves the source of validation, and when they take it away, you become desperate to get it back. And the worst part? You can't fight silence. You can't argue with it, reason with it, or demand answers. That's what makes it so effective. It's an invisible form of control. What makes the silent treatment so dangerous? Unlike an argument, which at least offers communication, silence creates emotional starvation. When someone you care about suddenly disappears, physically or emotionally, it triggers your fight or flight response. Your brain starts panicking, desperate for resolution. And the narcissist? They sit back watching you crumble, knowing that when they finally allow you back in, you'll be so relieved that you'll overlook their behavior. But there's one thing a narcissist fears more than anything else: losing control over you. And that's exactly what we'll get into next. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious forms of psychological manipulation. Unlike the silent treatment, where they withhold attention, gaslighting is about distorting your reality, making you doubt what you saw, heard, or even felt. It starts subtly. A narcissist will deny things you remember clearly. They'll say, "I never said that," or "You're too sensitive." Over time, they plant seeds of doubt, making you question whether your memory is even reliable. But this isn't just casual dishonesty, it's calculated mental manipulation. Here is how gaslighting works. It happens in stages. At first, you defend yourself. You're sure of what happened. But then, the narcissist insists you're wrong. They repeat their version of events so confidently that you start questioning yourself. You think, did I misunderstand? Am I overreacting? Maybe they're right. And that's exactly what they want. Once you start doubting yourself, they control the narrative. Gaslighting makes you emotionally dependent on the narcissist because you begin relying on them for your sense of reality. The more confused you feel, the more they tighten their grip. Why do narcissists gaslight? Narcissists use gaslighting to avoid responsibility. If they never said or did something, they can't be held accountable. Control your perception. They rewrite reality so that they always look innocent, make you emotionally unstable. The more confused you are, the more vulnerable you become. Isolate you. If you doubt yourself, you'll doubt others who try to warn you about their manipulation. And here's the scariest part. Gaslighting makes you question your own sanity. You become hesitant to trust your instincts. You start second-guessing yourself in other areas of life. You lose confidence. And the narcissist? They gain complete control over you. How does gaslighting affect you over time? The longer gaslighting goes on, the more damage it does. Victims often experience chronic self-doubt. You become unsure of even small decisions. Emotional exhaustion, constantly defending yourself drains your energy. Loss of identity. You start defining yourself based on what the narcissist says. Anxiety and depression. Feeling trapped in an alternate reality takes a mental toll. But there's good news. Once you recognize gaslighting for what it is, you can break free. So how do you recognize the signs before it's too late? The first step to breaking free from manipulation is recognizing it. The problem? Narcissists are masters of disguise. Their tactics are so subtle that by the time you realize what's happening, you're already trapped in their psychological web. So how do you spot the red flags before it's too late? Here are the key warning signs that a narcissist is manipulating you. You feel like you're always walking on eggshells. You second-guess everything you say. You're afraid that any little thing might set them off or make them withdraw. Instead of being yourself, you modify your behavior to avoid their unpredictable reactions. They create this environment on purpose to keep you under their control. They never take responsibility. Have you ever confronted them about something only for the conversation to completely flip back onto you? Suddenly, you're the one apologizing, you're the one feeling guilty, even when they were the one in the wrong. Narcissists use tactics like deflecting blame. You're always making a big deal out of nothing. Playing the victim, I can't believe you'd think that of me. Minimizing your feelings, you're too sensitive. In the end, they leave you questioning yourself while they walk away guilt-free. Their words and actions don't match. They'll promise to change, but nothing ever changes. They'll say they care about you, but their actions show the opposite. Narcissists are expert illusionists. One moment, they can be charming and affectionate, making you feel like you're the most important person in the world. The next, they're distant, dismissive, or even cruel. This constant cycle of love bombing and devaluation keeps you emotionally hooked, always chasing the version of them that once made you feel special. They make you doubt reality. This is where gaslighting and the silent treatment combine into something truly toxic. Over time, their manipulation makes you question your own sanity. They rewrite events to make themselves look innocent. They deny things they've said or done, even when you have proof. They make you feel like you're overreacting, even when your feelings are completely valid. By keeping you confused, they keep you under their control. You feel drained instead of fulfilled. A healthy relationship should bring support, love, and growth, not confusion, self-doubt, and exhaustion. If you constantly feel mentally and emotionally drained after interacting with them, that's not normal. And the hardest truth, it's never enough for them. No matter how much you give, no matter how much you try to make them happy, they'll always find a reason to demand more while giving you less. Now that you recognize the manipulation, the next step is the most important: breaking free. But here's the thing. You can't fight a narcissist the way you'd handle a normal conflict. They don't play fair. If you try to argue, prove your point, or call them out, they'll twist everything back onto you. Instead, you have to outsmart them silently, become emotionally unavailable. Narcissists thrive on emotional reactions. They feed off your frustration, sadness, and even your attempts to reason with them. So what happens when you stop giving them a reaction? They lose interest. The gray rock method is about making yourself as boring and unresponsive as possible. Keep conversations short and neutral. Respond in a monotone way, no emotions, no arguments. Avoid giving personal details they can use against you. At first, they might push harder, but once they see they can't provoke you, they'll start losing control. Reclaim your power. Narcissists manipulate through emotional entanglement. They keep you trapped by making you crave their validation or fear their disapproval. So how do you break free? Detachment. Remind yourself, their actions aren't about you. Their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities, not your worth. Rewire your thinking. Start viewing their tactics like a psychological experiment instead of something personal. Predict their patterns. Once you recognize the manipulation, it becomes easier to disengage. Once you detach emotionally, their control over you weakens. Set boundaries that they can't break. Narcissists hate boundaries because boundaries mean control, and they want all the control. Be firm. If they push, repeat your boundary without justifying it. Use minimal words. Over-explaining gives them openings to manipulate you. Don't expect them to respect your boundaries. Stick to them regardless of their reaction. Boundaries aren't about controlling them. They're about protecting yourself. Don't try to get closure. Create it yourself. Here's a hard truth. Narcissists will never give you real closure. If you expect an apology, accountability, or a deep conversation where they finally get it, you'll be disappointed. They don't care about your feelings, they care about control. So instead of waiting for closure, create your own. Accept that they won't change. Recognize that you don't need their validation. Shift your focus to your own healing. Because the moment you stop needing something from them, you take back your power. And now, for the final move, what's the one thing that truly disarms a narcissist? It's not arguing. It's not proving them wrong. It's not even exposing them. It's indifference. Narcissists don't just crave control, they thrive on your emotional investment. They want you to react, to fight for their approval, to chase after their attention. So when you stop engaging, they lose their grip on you, the power of indifference. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Hate still requires energy. But when you stop caring what they think, when their words and actions no longer affect you, that's when they truly lose power. You stop explaining yourself. You stop reacting to their games. You stop needing closure. And when a narcissist realizes they can't control you anymore, they panic. They may escalate their manipulation, trying desperately to pull you back in, apologizing, love-bombing, or even playing the victim. But if you hold firm, they will eventually let go. The silent comeback, winning without a fight. You don't need revenge. You don't need to expose them. Your success is their worst nightmare. Focus on yourself. The best way to heal is to shift your energy toward your own growth. Surround yourself with people who truly support you. The more validation you receive from healthy sources, the less you'll crave it from toxic ones. Live your life on your own terms. The moment you stop needing them, you win. The psychological switch that ends their power. Here's the real game changer. Stop trying to change them. Narcissists keep their victims trapped by making them believe that if they just say the right thing, do the right thing, or prove their worth, the narcissist will finally change. But they won't. And the moment you accept that, you're free. Instead of thinking, how can I make them see what they're doing? Ask yourself, why am I letting this person control my happiness? Once you stop expecting them to be different, they lose their power over you completely. And that's how you expose a narcissist, not by confronting them, but by showing them they no longer have any control over you. Breaking free from a narcissist's manipulation isn't easy, but it's 100% possible. Once you stop feeding their need for control, once you shift your focus back to yourself, their power over you completely disappears. Let's recap. The silent treatment is a tool of control. Don't fall for it. Gaslighting is meant to make you doubt yourself, trust your instincts. Recognizing manipulation is the first step to breaking free. Indifference is the ultimate weapon because narcissists can't control what they can't affect. And here's the best part. Once you reclaim your power, you won't just escape their manipulation, you'll become immune to it. The confusion, the self-doubt, the emotional turmoil, it all stops when you decide it does. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with these toxic tactics? What worked for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on psychology, relationships, and emotional intelligence. Stay strong, trust yourself, and never let anyone take your power. See you in the next video.